Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Paul and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
BallChat.
Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to BCN Sports BallChat Weekly. I am Benton. He's George. Wagwan family is here. Up in Sunday.
Well, I'm good. Yo, the club season is winding down. The team them will find out where which team belong and which team belong where right now, right? So exciting times.
Yeah, man. Big up to those on the live. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful Sunday. Boy, Junior, you have a big smile on your face because your Liverpool side, Liverpool got fixed up earlier. I mean,
it's water is wet, Benton. It's Sunday.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Yeah, this is what happens when both sides elevate themselves to another level. The fans them just come around and now come go on like say them always. This is normal.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's normal, but it has met my expectations.
All right, see there. All right, football family, let's get into it. Jump pack show as normal, as usual. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful Sunday. Smash the like button, subscribe, getting that out of the way, doing our due diligence. Junior, before we get to football stories, BM in the watch along asked earlier, what going with the basketball coaching season? Because, of course you're busy. Can you give us an overview and update on the basketball situation?
Well, so far those who don't know, well, in Georgia, and I think Florida is the same thing. Well, all over United States, you have basketball season, you have a fall season, and then you have a spring season. And spring and summer is normally travel. That's where you have AAU and you have travel basketball, right? So you have tournaments, and in the spring and in the summer, the tournaments are every weekend. So you have a lot of families out there right now with kids that are playing travel basketball every weekend. Them gone support them picnic, gone play at some tournament. So that's the team that I coach is a year round. Like for my daughter team, will play a season in the fall, and that start September and it culminate right around. It actually culminates on Super Bowl weekend. And then a couple weeks after then, you have the spring season. So we're in the spring, right? In the midst of spring right now.
Okay, see it there. All right, there you have it, family. There you have it. BM, if you never hear it, you have to go rewind the tape. Because he did ask a question earlier during the Liverpool Man United watch along. All right, let's get to football news. Junior, before we get to news on the field, our league situation, Sir Alex Ferguson was taken to the hospital during the Man United versus Liverpool game. No updates from any sort of major media hosts. We just want to say all the best to Sir Alex Ferguson. Hopefully he makes a speedy recovery. The report coming out of the BBC and the media houses over in England was that he was unwell. And so he, out of an abundance of precaution, they took him to the hospital. So sending the best to Sir Alex.
And for all those who were thinking he probably fell ill after the tying goal from Liverpool, no, it happened before the game. So no, he didn't have a heart attack when Liverpool tied the game.
All right, let's get to the game on the field. Let's get over to the English Premier League games on the field and kick it off with the game itself. Liverpool versus Manchester United. Game ended 3-2 in favor Manchester United. Manchester United defeated Liverpool 3-2. Junior secured locked up Champions League spot with the 3 points, Junior.
Yeah, and that's, you see, at this time of the season, I will reach this business end of the season, I have to look at most games and judge them on different merits. There are going to be some games that a team is playing that is very meaningless, while you have some games where one team is more invested than the other. The irony is in this game, both teams were kind of locked in the same bracket, same scenario, with Man U knowing that, like you say, if they won, they would have secured Champions League spot. Liverpool technically would have secured Champions League spot if they won, right? And Man U came out with that intention, and Liverpool came back and made a game of it after the second half, with Mainu scoring in the 77th minute or towards the end of the game. It is I don't know how to judge this game because, for one, I think Man U started well, but now you have to question Liverpool. You have to question Arne Slot. Like, you can't use an excuse that this was a meaningless game. You're still fighting for Champions League position. You have no idea what the Aston Villa game. You more likely is expecting Aston Villa to beat Tottenham. So you don't know where your fate lies right now numerically, and you come out and you start this poorly. I don't know how to feel about the game, to be honest. I'm happy as a Manchester United fan, but I have a question certain things about Arne Slot and Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna read too much into the Arn slot SATA assessment. I think my mind is already made up regarding Arn Slot's future, and it's just I don't. It's probably a bit unfair still to get rid of a manager after winning a Premier League title. All right, so injuries definitely play a role in what has happened to Liverpool this season. But I think on the front end of the season, the decisions, the transfers have significantly affected this team, especially defensive things. So, this game played out exactly how it's pretty much has played out for Liverpool during the course of the season. Liverpool has conceded, I think, 2 goals or more in 16 Premier League games this season. And so what? They have played 35 games so far this season, and they've conceded 16. In 16 of those 35 games, they've conceded 2 goals or more. So that tells me, like, defensively there are big problems with Liverpool. And I am a keyboard coach. During the preseason, during the transfer window, hoopla, we asked the same question, the simple question: with all these attackers, why don't you transfer some defenders? And so we can't keep beating a dead horse. Or yes, you probably can, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing again. I mean, Liverpool just defensively are piss poor, and the score itself, I think, is a little bit favorable to them because they were given 2 goals. I mean, the pass by Amad Diallo, that occurred in midfield, misplaced pass intercepted by Szoboszlai. Probably could, Szoboszlai had a lot to do to score that goal. So yeah, probably that one is probably not per se a gift per se, but the second one was definitely a gift by Lamens, passing the ball to Alexis McAllister, who then subsequently passed the ball to Szoboszlai. So they were given 2 goals, if I just want to call it what it is. And defensively, they couldn't stop Manchester United going forward, especially in the first 30 minutes of that football game. They were getting dragged all over the place defensively, and no one can stop them. No one in that defensive back four could stop. So it's more of the same. I mean, it's what Liverpool has been pretty much for the entire season.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I jokingly said it earlier in the season when, not earlier, because if you remember how the season started, Liverpool was flying high, but I kept saying smoke and mirrors. It's something alright, something alright, something alright, right? Which I say every year about Liverpool, to be fair, to be honest. But I jokingly said If you could give Arneslot a choice to flip years, he would do that in a heartbeat. If his first year was this year and his second year was last year, he would take that in a heartbeat. And we are talking about firing a coach who just won the EPL title. And it's not a crazy thought. It's not a crazy question to ask. Should he be fired? So is one of those things where I think he is the architect of his own demise. I have no proof of it. This is low hanging fruit, right? But we see that they're running around with Cody Gakpo being chosen over Luis Diaz. And how dumb of a decision that was. And they're pinning that to Arneslot. We've seen the questions about the defenders and why Virgil van Dijk is so irreplaceable, and they're crediting that to Arneslot. We see the breakdown of Salah's relationship. They're crediting that to Arneslot. All is low hanging fruit because there's a Dutch element there to it, and I think there's something to it personally, and it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that somebody couldn't save Arneslot from himself. Because by all indications, he might be a good coach, but this might be a seat too big and too high for him.
Yeah, all right. So to unpack that, those points that you made. By the way, big up to those on the live. Remember to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. All right, I will give him a little bit of latitude. I give him a little bit of leeway because it's hard to fire a manager after winning a title, right?
Yes.
Robert Di Matteo got sacked like the next season after winning the Champions League. Was given an opportunity and Chelsea was piss poor, right? The injuries aside, for me with Slot is just the decisions, in-game decisions, like Rio and Ngomho. I think that's the way you pronounce the last name. If I'm accurate, inaccurate. I am apologize. Like the kid entered the game and was so lively, and he's probably one of the bright sparks in this Liverpool attack. When the generals Hugo Ikatike, whatever, and Salah it's not firing, and so the decision today to play Frimpong at right wing, put Curtis Jones at right back. Tell Florian Wirtz to go left wing. Play Cody Gakpo down the middle. Cody Gakpo, who constantly then drifts out to the left wing. So it's almost like you were end up playing without a 9 or no one truly down the middle. And I'm saying to my, why not start the Pitney? Why not start the 16-year-old? Because Frimpong on the right wing was absolutely ineffective. I wouldn't
say it. Piss versus Luke Shaw, he was piss poor.
Yeah, he was piss poor. And I was thinking like, huh? What? And the kid entered the game. I don't remember what minute he entered the game, but instantly he told Florian Wirtz to stay on the left, I will stay on the right. But instantly he took the ball and he went at Luke Shaw. Now, I think he won like 50% of the time he went at him. But the attitude was going at him was just immediately changed. And that is what you want from a winger. Frimpong couldn't go at him, didn't want to go at him throughout the game. And I'm sitting there like, wait, if I can watch a football game and I can see this, how comes Arne Slot, high-paying manager, doesn't recognize this?
It is you get caught in this conundrum or in this tailspin where as a coach you don't know up from down. When you're now chasing something that you can put your hat on, you're chasing some form of consistency, or you start tinkering, you start overcoaching, I would say a lot of coaches go through this. A lot of coaches have gone through this. Pep Guardiola went through it last year. He went through his bout of trying to find something that he can hang his hat on, and then he start making some decisions where you look back and say, what the hell were you thinking here, sir? Now, if it had worked, oh, that's a genius, right? And that's kind of the risk a coach take. Is damned if you do, damned if you don't. And most of the time, you're depending on luck. Most of the time, you're going off some whim, of a thought, and you hope it work out. Because if it don't work out, dog, yum your supper. Which is what we're talking about now. But my stupid coach advice to the big money coaches is just keep it simple. When things start falling off the rails, keep it simple. Don't bother with the gut feeling and the gut reaction. Keep it simple. Frimpong was brought in as a right wing back. Let him play right wing back. That is his position. We don't have to try reinvent the wheel. I put him at right wing and blah 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 just because that's how Salah used to play. You try to have somebody. I think he needed somebody in the back of his mind. He needed somebody that can look like Mohamed Salah playing at the right wing. You never know that might have been his whole intention of past starting Frimpong there. Yeah, it's just look again. The seat might just be a little bit too high for honest lad, and he's getting exposed.
I yeah, I you know, I did dabble in coaching. I was horrible at it. Got butter bruised a few times. I almost want cuss referee a lot of times. And I almost drape up players who then end up want almost beat me up because I'm very smart. And and what I've recognized is that in coaching is that I could be totally wrong here, but I've formed an opinion just reading like Cruyff's philosophy and others legendary quote. You have a team, you have a squad, you have a group of players who ultimately Bill Belichick always legendary NFL coach Bill Belichick philosophy is like next man up sort of attitude. Next man up sort of attitude. When you build a team, you're not dependent on just one individual or two individuals. And you go through practice throughout the week and you look at the hot hand. You look at which player is running and doing excellent thing. Based on the data. And we've in this era right now where every coach, every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there's coach, I said, boy, them have data and they're looking at analytics and blah, 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 making decisions. Based on the data, if you look at Rio's data as a winger versus Frimpong as a winger, he has tried Frimpong already. Look at the data throughout the season. It's no comparison. You go with the kid. You straight up just go with the kid. Okay, he doesn't give you 90 minutes, but then you said, okay, Frimpong, you at right back. The kid starts, stock to midfield. Let's go at this Man United. And you're going against an all Luke Shaw, who was at Southampton at them time the long ago he might play football. Give the kid a chance to go at him. It's things like I thought Florian Wirtz was looked promising, contributed to the game in the second half. But the thing is that on top of that, it's comments like this that even pisses me off more. When Slot at his post-match press conference punch the desk, slam his fist down on the desk, said regarding VAR, says pretty much the entire season VAR has been going against them. And particularly when referencing the touch of the hand, the finger on the Sershko goal. I will find the comment here that he said, but he basically said, quote, I don't think it's a surprise to... All right, let's go further back. He says, if it was a touch, which I think it is, in a ball sport, it has a certain curve and it changes, it must be a contact. Then we should have a debate if that is enough to disallow the goal. He banged the table, of course. He says, I don't think this is a surprise to anyone this season that if there is a VAR intervention, it goes against us. It has been the whole season the same. I remember Paris Saint-Germain at home getting a penalty for a soft touch on McAllister. VAR intervened and it was not a penalty. The next week, PSG gets one. But the second goal we did not concede because of the handball. We lost it because we lost the ball in a stupid position. So we have to look at ourselves. This is a complete pattern over the season, but there's a pattern that we concede ridiculous goals. All right, so two things. VAR has been going against them all season, and they have been conceding ridiculous goals all season. Those are the two takeaways from that post-match press conference. A food whose job is to fix the conceding ridiculous goals. Is that not your job, Mr. Slot?
But yes, I know what that is. That signaled to me that the head coach, that conversation that he had with the reporters today, it wasn't with us. He wasn't talking to us. He was talking to his bosses. He was talking to the board. And that is we basically heard the Liverpool post what I call it, the post season interview or post-mortem interview with the coach while they sit down. First of all, I don't think Ant's not getting fired. Let me just put that out there right now. He's going to be there next year, but the rope is growing extremely shorter by the day, right? But that we got a window into the conversation that he would have with the board. Now the problem to me is, if I am a player in that locker room, I would feel like my coach is turning against me. I would feel like my coach is now separating himself from the team and the result and saying, you know what? We all see the problem is them. We all see the problem is them. Them are the problem. We see it. We over here, sir, sister, them are the. Uno are the reason why we just give up some stupid goal all the time. Uno, a phone of fact. That is what I gather from that. If I was in the locker room, I don't know what he's telling the players behind closed doors. And I always honest that have a smug look on him face, like he could be a super a-hole. And he might just be that to the team as well and say, yo, but also what I feel like, because you guys play the way you feel like. So it just feel like the marriage is broken and they need to go into counseling and they need to fix it. And the only way this Liverpool team can fix it, is you get rid of the old guard. They already get rid of one part. Tell Virgil van Dijk the road. And then you rebuild an Onslaught's image team. And then go again.
All right, big up to those on the live. Big up BM says, greetings, BallChat. Tottenham looks like they will be safe as I predicted. Tottenham, Sevilla, half of you can't get relegated in the CM year. All right. I guess we relegate Sevilla and half of you then. Malines is playing half of you in the Jamaican Premier League. We're keeping an eye on that game. Junior, you were saying something?
Half of you gone, right?
Look, if today they lose to Malines, let's check the scores over the Jamaican Premier League. Then
we'll do that to the yard ballers.
We'll do that over yard ballers. Yeah. Halftime, half of you versus Malines, 0-0. All right. Malines are idiot side if them lose, if them can't beat half of you, Cha-cha. All right, let's get to deal with that over yard ballers. Michael Carrick Jr. Secure Champions League spot. Should he get the job? Permanent role at Manchester United.
He should be one of the favorites for the job, but he should go interview for the job.
Bregin, that is not the question. Should he get the job, Bregin?
Who are who?
I don't care. I care.
I care. It
All right.
depends on
Pep
who.
Guardiola in the interview.
Yes,
Klopp.
Pep getting it.
Jose Mourinho. Who else? Who
If
who
all right, if it's Jose versus Carrick, I'm giving Carrick because Carrick is younger, and we've seen the Jose movie at Manu before. If it's Pep and Carrick, I'm giving it to Pep. If it is Luis
Klopp?
Enrique and Carrick, I'm giving it to Luis Enrique. If it is the German brother or the German coach him,
Nagelsmann. Julian
if it's
Nagelsmann and
Nagelsmann,
Carrick.
I'm giving it to Nagelsmann over Carrick. If
Why?
it is
Why?
because Nagelsmann is a better coach.
All right, so he's a better coach, but what is the data point with him? And you have data here with Michael Carrick
Yeah,
taking a
I'm
team that was
I'm
piss
getting
poor
there.
to the Champions League. I picked this team to make the Champions League in the preseason. We can go back and rewind the tape. I did pick them to finish fourth in the Premier League and make it because I
Right.
said that Mbomo and Cunha were that good of a transfers.
Right.
But tight pants coach Ruben Amorim had them playing piss poor. Michael Carrick has done the job and taken this team. Why not give him the permanent role? Why
No,
chase hot girl out the road when you have an empress at home?
because
cooking
we
good
went
food?
through this already. When Ole was at the wheel with his little stint and then run and give him the job quickly, we found out very quickly that he wasn't the guy for the job. And there's something. Look, let me before we go this one. I say it already. If Luis Enrique up for the job, he's not. It's Luis Enrique's job. Jose up for the job, I'm giving it to Carrick. The more realistic group where Carrick belongs in, Bournemouth's coach, Iriola, who's not going to be at Bournemouth next year. And you have Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace, who is not going to be at Crystal Palace next year. And you have Unai Emery. For let's say Aston Villa play way over them skills, and Unai Emery say, you know what? I'm tired. But me need backing. Unai Emery, Mauricio Pochettino, Michael Carrick. No, we're talking having a discussion here. Who would I take as a coach? Michael Carrick is in the discussion. I would probably take Unai Emery over all of them. Then I would possibly go Michael Carrick. And just because of his track record with the current squad. But is he a better coach at Iriola? Is he a better coach at Glasner? He hasn't proven that to me yet. And I'm sorry, not because they get Man U to Champions League this year. We're going to say, oh, make it, brother. I don't know what the hell you're going to do with a transfer window. We say Onslaught get big side, win title, and now we're talking about firing him the next year. While we saw Michael Carrick, a Middlesbrough, Michael Carrick was a coach. And then run him backside so fast. But you want me to run go give him the job now? The first year of coaching in the champion. We don't know why we're doing the Champions League. We have no idea what he's going to look like. What with this team playing Saturday, then playing Wednesday, then turn around and playing the next Sunday. We have no idea. You know, Manu played on record, a record and lowest amount of games for a season was this year. Easiest coaching job. Easiest coaching job. He's in the running. He should interview like everybody else. And if he impresses in the interview, give him the job. But if you come in at the interview, I'm like, yeah, you know, I deserve the job because of what I did this season. Get the hell out of the job. No. Come with your plan. What is your plan? If you were to change this team, where would you change this team? If I can only give you 3 players, which 3 players would you bring in or which 3 position, and what would you do to supplement the rest of the position them? Talk. If you don't have any plans, nah, brother, you can't coach my side. And that is how sensible Manchester United board should do it. But you know, Man U are run cahoots with GFF. So Michael Carrick might get announced, user.
Ruben Amorim had a plan. How did that work
Yeah,
out?
Right. And Ruben Amarin got found out and they did not see through the plan with
Okay.
Ruben Amarin.
So
No, hold on.
okay.
Because you know what? Uno, while living in the now, right?
Yeah.
A year ago, exactly 12 months ago, I sat down on this show and said, it's only one game left for Manchester United. I sat down on this show and said, it's only one game left for Man U. Was the Europa title game. Because they have to win and go Champions League. And them and Tottenham was out of the Champions League running by then as well. And this was the one game left for both teams. Tottenham won the game. And look at Tottenham a year later. So this Champions League qualification thing is not all peaches and cream. It's not all that is juiced up to be. It can actually be rat poison. So not seeing out Ruben Amarin's plan, people might celebrate it now and say, see, it's the right decision to fire him, blah, blah, blah. But suppose next year Man U is this year's Tottenham. What are we going to say then? Because this Man U team cannot play a Champions League schedule next year. Cannot. So there's a whole lot of work left to be done in the summer. So you don't want to live in the know with me with this thing. I will pull out receipts, sir.
All right. Big up BM said Manchester United needs a safe pair of hands. Carrick is the man to rebuild Manchester United and stay for the next 10 to 15 years. If I am Carrick, I would pull a Zlatan. You either give me the job or leave me alone. I am not interviewing for this job, according to BM. All right. You mentioned Slot Junior. Slot one year. And this year we want to fire him. At least some of us are calling, myself included. But if we use the Slot analogy, shouldn't we allow Carrick that year after he took this bug side, this potty shop team to the Champions League, should you not give him the job to allow him to either sink or swim? What else can Michael Carrick do? It's like, a bad man. Wait. It's like, the man have no chance of getting the work from the jump. Talking about come show me in a plan. It doesn't matter about plan, this, that, dog, dead and horse, cow fat. He has won football games. And he has won football games and taken this team to the Champions League, which 4 months ago was dead like dog. It was dead like that. 6 months ago, we just say call the hearse and send with this bug side and send them closer to relegation. I am endorsing Michael Carrick for the permanent role. If Michael Carrick is piss poor next year this time, and he gets the job and he's piss poor next year this time, after getting the proper investments, then we can talk, we can have a discussion around, is he the right man for the job? He has simply taken Manchester United to winning football games. Done the double over Liverpool the first time since 2015-2016 season. Again, want to reiterate that. The first time Man United won the double over Liverpool 2015-2016. Michael Carrick, big up your damn self. You may not have won the first game against Liverpool, but you secured the double today. And I endorse you, support you. Because of Michael Carrick, my bet of putting that $2 on Manchester United making Champions League is getting paid off. Ruben Tight Pants Amarin would I lose my $2?
Fair enough.
Remains to be seen. Continuing our EPL roundup, Junior, other scores. Before we leave to other scores, Kobe Mano scored the winner. He says, quote, "You want to follow him," as in Carrick, "you want to fight for him. You want to die for him on the pitch. We show that today." Kobe Mano said that, end quote. So, Kobe Mano has fully endorsed Michael Carrick to get the job, Junior.
Water is wet. Nobody expected that. Come on. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But we'll see. We'll see. Chances are, if it was me, I told you what I would do.
Yeah.
Chances are he'll be announced probably like Tuesday, Wednesday, or something like that, for getting the full-time job or whatever. And we'll see. We will see what happens next year.
We'll see. Continuing our EPL roundup, we have to head over to the big side, Junior. Arsenal defeated Fulham 3-0 yesterday to take a 6-point lead atop the EPL. Of course, 2 games ahead of Man City. Man City has 2 games in hand. Man City plays Everton tomorrow. Junior, 2 goals. Victor Gyökeres and Bukayo Saka on the score sheet for the Gunners, Junior.
Yeah. I mean, they took care of the business. And that's why I say these games, like, all things remain equal. If Arsenal wants to win, if the Arsenal players want to win the Premier League, the schedule lays out for them to put themselves in the best position possible. Because they're playing against teams with nothing to, well, next game will be telling. The next game for Arsenal will be telling. But this game, GQ manager came
Next
out.
Premier League
Scott
game.
Park,
The next game is Champions League game.
no, next Premier League. Next Premier League game. Sunday they play West Ham. And they travel to West Ham.
I butter bruise that. Butter bruise West Ham
Okay.
I get.
But then when you look at it, if you have Fulham, West Ham, Burnley, Crystal Palace. Of those 4 games, only one team have something to play for, which is West Ham.
Yeah,
The other 3 teams.
and we'll get to West Ham here in a few minutes, but I'm kind of on the side that I'm thinking West Ham goes kind of cook.
Well, we'll see. But that game to me is going to be harder for Arsenal than the Atletico Madrid return leg. Their hardest game this coming week is going to be next Sunday. We are going to be talking
next. Drink liquor on Sunday. Yeah.
All right. We are going to be talking next Sunday. I guarantee.
What are you basing this stuff on, Junior?
I guarantee 7 days from now, 1 week, that 1 week, 30 minutes less. So 6 days, 23 hours, and 20 minutes. I am going to say, Benton, I told you so. It doesn't mean Arsenal going to lose, but their hardest game is going to be against West Ham over the 2 legs versus Atletico Madrid and the little idiot game and play when them beat up Fulham. Because the only thing that gave that Fulham game some kind of a vibe or hype was when Scott Parker, GQ manager, came out and we would love to present an obstacle to Arsenal winning the title. And Fulham played and said,
what are you talking about? Marcus Silva.
Marcus Silva, yeah, Marcus Silva.
Marcus
Marcus Silva said that.
It was a friend when you're a bad mind, Scott Parker, you know.
Yeah, but Scott Parker. But Marcus Silva came out and said, because he did say it, he would love to present, I'm going to, not verbatim, but he would love to present an obstacle to Arsenal winning the title. That was the only thing that was said that gave this game some form of a vibe. And as soon as the game started, Arsenal said, yeah, brother, go back on it.
Yeah,
the Fulham players them say, yeah, we don't know what my coach are talking about, you know. A vacation be a pre right now.
Yeah. Marcus Silva next time shut his mouth.
So let me tell you something. Sunday, Nuno, Sunday, next Sunday. Remember, you know what? Let me rephrase it. Let me rephrase it. If Manchester City win their games coming up, Sunday going to get even 10 times harder. If they beat Everton tomorrow, then beat Everton, right? then the pressure gone right back to Arsenal to maintain. And also, if they travel to Everton tomorrow, they host Brentford Saturday, 12:30. 2:30 Saturday. We could be talking about an Arsenal team that officially get kicked out of the Champions League, have only one title to play for. And they will be tied on points with Man City, but trailing on goal difference, more likely. And going up against a team that is threatened by relegation, like real threatened by relegation, at them yard. Nah, man, that's one of the toughest games. Arteta's coaching, not tenure, he won't get fired, but Arteta's people's impression of Mikel Arteta will be answered or will be altered. It's either altered or confirmed within the next 7 days. Remember, Junior said, remember me say, remember me tell you.
Yeah, we will remember, all right. We will. We will. Arsenal will face West Ham next Sunday. On the 18th, they'll play Burnley, and they round out the season traveling to Crystal Palace. Yo, Arsenal are gonna give West Ham about 4. Let's just we get that out the way.
All right.
I think
remember.
Man City has a title deciding week. Traveling to Everton tomorrow. Now, granted, Everton have nothing to play for, but traveling to Everton and that Brentford game. Brentford is probably the hottest team in the Premier League right now. That game on Sunday, but on Saturday is gonna be a big game. Big game. All right.
And the crunch of games too, because they're going to play 3 games in under 10 days. So you're right. It's a title deciding week. You know, you know what? I'm agree with you. The Premier League done by next Sunday. We know who win in the Premier League. If Man City win the next 2 games, they're not losing the Premier League.
Yeah, big week ahead. Big week ahead for both of those 2 teams. Big game tomorrow for Man. Continue EPL roundup, family. Let's pivot over to the relegation battle. Aston Villa, soft like soap, picked up a 2-piece meal. Picked up and the game ended 2-1 for the resurgent Tottenham. Conor Gallagher and Richarlison scored to make it 2-1. A goal from Emi Bondia in the 96th minute gave Aston Villa, and this is at Aston Villa nonetheless. Game was played at Villa. Junior, this is the first time since the beginning of the season, when Tottenham won back-to-back games. The first time since those opening day games, those 2 games. Tottenham has won back-to-back games in the EPL.
Yeah.
35 games. They've won back-to-back games for the second time in 35 games this season, Junior.
Yeah. Big result. Big result for them. I had them pinned to lose. I really did, because this is Aston Villa that is not safe. I mean, the chances of Bournemouth catching them, though. They're 6 points ahead of Bournemouth with 3 games left. The chances of Bournemouth catching them is slim to none, right? But still, I expected Aston Villa to come out and say, you know what? With Liverpool and Man City on my schedule for the rest of the season, that's 6 points that I can lose. Let me go ahead and take care of this right now, right? And the man them come out and let a relegation battling a desperate Tottenham beat them, which I think is more of the story than Tottenham finding back-to-back wins. I think this is once again another year of Aston Villa screeching to the end. If Aston Villa, if the Premier League, if the season was a month, younger, or lasted a month, like it took a month off the season, Aston Villa would be one of the best teams in England. But you realize for the last couple of years, the wheels just fall off towards the end of the season. And we can point to the strength of the squad, and we can say the squad just not deep enough. And once again, it come back and raise its head. Hats off to Tottenham, hats off to De Zerbi. Them give themselves a chance. But I am more looking at Aston Villa more than I'm looking at Tottenham, to be honest.
Yeah, Aston Villa in a funk. BM says Leon Bailey only got 5 minutes today. I'm sure he won't tell Unai Emery he felt disrespected he didn't start. Of course, for context, allegedly Rudolph Speed, former manager of the Reggae Boys, claimed that Leon Bailey had a meeting and expressed his disappointment for not starting in the New Caledonia game. But continuing back on that comment by BM, Leon Bailey subbed on for Jadon Sancho. I think that's all you need to know about the state of things at Aston Villa right now.
Yes.
We don't need to sum anything else up. We don't need to do any in-depth analysis. How is Jadon Sancho starting and Tammy Abraham? Come on, Tammy Abraham, Junior. You were a big fan of this Tammy Abraham transfer, Brendan.
Yeah. No, I wasn't that big fan of the transfer. I was a big fan of Tammy Abraham.
What is going on? Ross Barkley. What? God, this is like, yo. So yeah, they're just gonna hold on to the end. Kudos to Tottenham.
Yeah.
Kudos to Tottenham. Seeing Ross Barkley try and engineer something for your team at this day and age in the Premier League makes me wonder, like, what? Wait, what? What? Come on, man. Come on. While Emmy Bundy at the bench? Come on. Continuing our EPL roundup, Junior, I think West Ham picking up a 3-piece meal in the other relegation battle game. So the victory by Tottenham moved them out of the relegation zone. We look at the table here in a second, and West Ham now back in the relegation zone. They picked up 3-0 at Brentford.
Yeah. And as a proper beating. Proper beating. It going to come down. This battle, you just have to go watch it day by day. Good luck. You see, BM already said Aston Villa go and get Champions League, which that goes. I think that is clear. No, even though they're lucky, but that Tottenham West Ham, good luck, because Tottenham. So look at it. I'm looking at the schedule. Tottenham's next game is next Monday against Leeds. The host Leeds. This is a question though. This is the question though, Benton. Hear this question though. West Ham hosts Arsenal next week, Sunday. Tottenham hosts Leeds Monday. If you are De Zerbi, and don't, let me give you context. Let me give you context around the question. Using this current, you looking at this current Tottenham squad and the way that they are set up and the way that they play and the mentality of this Tottenham squad, would you De Zerbi rather host Leeds before West Ham play against Arsenal, or you like that the fact that West Ham going to play Arsenal before you host Leeds? And the reason, and this is the reason I'm asking. I know I'm saying this is a tough game for Arsenal, right? But chances are Arsenal is going to find some way to win this game. If you are deserving, would you want to go up against Leeds knowing that a win put your 4 points clear of West Ham, of 4 points of clear of relegation with what, 2 games left? Would you want that rat poison in your locker room, or would you want the players to go out there not knowing they have that in that ace in the back?
I would want it for a win. And you go. Not, what I saw today from Tottenham at Villa. I mean, that team was. It's not the same team that we saw 4 weeks ago. It's a different mentality. I think the victory against Wolves, you just take one thing to light a fire. I don't care. I don't think that Tottenham, whatever happened in the West Ham game versus Arsenal, I don't think Tottenham right now care. They're just going to win out based on what I saw today from the Tottenham team. I mean, they are really relentless. João Paulinho, Conor Gallagher in that midfield, they are relentless. And looking at their schedule, they will beat Leeds. They will beat... Who else after Leeds? I'm looking here. Who else after that them hosts?
You think they're going to beat Leeds?
Yeah, man, I'm going to beat Leeds. You just said nobody, them not nothing to play for certain teams. Leeds don't have nothing to play for. Fulham never have nothing to play for. Leeds surely don't have anything to play for.
Yeah, that's true. From that perspective, yeah. So they play Leeds, they play Chelsea.
They're going to beat Chelsea. Is the Chelsea game is at Chelsea?
Is that Chelsea?
So it's at Chelsea. Yo.
A London derby.
They're going to beat Chelsea. Because they are running hot in this. De Zerbi has lit a fire under this Tottenham team. And they are running in hot. I mean...
Hold on. Before you go that far, this is a Chelsea that more likely be chasing Europa spot. Hosting Tottenham.
They're going to beat Chelsea. So Chelsea
this man is crazy.
The Chelsea plays the FA Cup final on May 16th.
This man is crazy.
Chelsea. Remember, Chelsea are an interim manager, you know.
It doesn't matter. This is Chelsea. That is their only European football league. Well, they can still go. They still have conference football, right?
Yeah.
So they can still go conference football, but Europa football, it would be embarrassing for them to go conference football, even though they've went there a couple years ago.
They were in conference football. This is Chelsea's level.
I remember
a conference league after them thing.
So I remember, Yo, look what Chelsea, Jesus, look what Chelsea schedule. Chelsea host Nottingham Forest, travel to Liverpool. A week after that, they play against Man City in the FA Cup final. And then 3 days later after the FA Cup final, they host. You're right, Tottenham will beat them.
And they round out the season going to Sunderland.
Yeah, Tottenham will beat them.
If Sunderland never did bad, if Sunderland never did take vacation, Sunderland would probably beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Chelsea, I think right now Chelsea fans and Chelsea players just want the season to end so them can reset and bring in a prop. Whosoever is the man or woman.
Iriola. It's Iriola. Chelsea has Iriola written all over them.
Why?
Because of Bournemouth's track record. And
why
they need a
again?
coach.
Why you take up crosses by yourself? What is it about Chelsea that makes Adona Ariola wants to take up this team?
This squad is loaded. They just need direction. They just need a sensible.
So Ariola now says, "Okay, I am at Bournemouth. I've already told Bournemouth that I'm leaving.
Right.
Out of all the potential jobs out there, I'm going to take up a side that is investing in young players and looking to resell them for a
Which which
profit.
which other job is out there for him?
And I mean, Ariola is also in line for the Atleti Bilbao job over in Spain. He's from that part of Spain. Actually,
Over
I think that's
Chelsea.
his former club. He's on the short list of the Manchester United job according to Simon Stone. They're pretty big on him. I mean, why take up Chelsea? Take up crosses.
Over Athletic Bilbao, and salute to the Bilbaoans, and that's what them call themselves. And I respect them. But you're not Chelsea.
Yeah,
If Chelsea comes calling, he's
but
from
they're
Chelsea.
not Chelsea, right? Because they don't have to worry about all this foolishness that's going on at Chelsea now. I mean, you've already lost two managers in the year, in this season at Chelsea. Two managers.
The same can be said for Tottenham, and you're not going to say it because your bad mind deserve it, but it's a deserve
Yeah,
effect.
yeah.
Why they finally won 2 games in a row. So it's not is they have sensible coaching our sensible direction. Chelsea is just a sensible direction away. Them have the squad. They just need that voice, that leadership up top, and then maybe whatever that voice determines to be the missing piece. Can you see if Chelsea bring in Adam Wharton or just somebody, just bring in any midfielder. I think they are a midfield general away. Me personally, and you send Enzo higher up top. They're more dangerous, you know. So don't sleep on Chelsea. Don't sleep on. They just need coaching.
Listen, if Ariola wants to take up crosses on his head, then good luck to him. Good luck to you, buddy. Good luck to you. Why would I don't know Ariola unless I am getting a huge payout if they sack me. Just like I
Which
think
more
what
likely he will.
Deserby inserted in his contract at Spurs. Because I think Deserby also inserted a survival bonus according to multiple reports in his contract.
Yeah,
So the only way I see Ariola going to Chelsea is unless he's getting a huge windfall if they sack him and he's getting a nice salary, a significant upgrade in earnings. And probably I'll get a company plane too for fly. Yeah.
yeah.
Why take up crosses? Why do that? Come on. BM says, let's see. By the way, big up to those on the live. Smash the like button, family. Chelsea won the Conference League last year. Yeah, man, I feel them level that. All right, Junior. Let's look at it again. The table of the English Premier League. Arsenal on top with 76 points. Again, Man City will play tomorrow against Everton. Man City has 2 games in hand. Man City in second with 70 points. Man United booked Champions League spot with 64 points. Liverpool in a Champions League spot tied with Aston Villa on 58 points. Liverpool has a superior goal difference. Both Liverpool and Aston Villa looking to book Champions League spot coming up. Junior top 4 and then the bottom of the lower level of the table. West Ham in the relegation zone, 36 points. Burnley, of course, already relegated and Wolves gone.
Yeah. We could see how the next 3 weeks pan out.
And regarding relegation and teams that are promoted, just want to point out that Coventry is back and got promoted to the Premier League along with Ipswich Town. The Tractor Boys, that's what them name. Ipswich Town relegated last year and making their way right back to the English Premier League, Junior.
Yep. Man, they want to come back and right their wrongs.
By the way, weren't you guys in the market to hire the manager from Ipswich?
Yes.
What's his name again? McKenna?
Karen McKenna.
Yeah.
And so it's like him now. McKenna is a good coach. And McKenna is one of those coaches that prove there's no right or wrong answer, right? What goes for the goose doesn't normally go for the gander. But what we see at Bayern Munich, I think, is a direct representative of a coach that has learned and gone through the rigors of coaching in the Premier League and transfer that skills now to and able to transfer those skills that he have acquired and mature it quickly for a big side, right? But he has proven himself. Now, a year ago when Kieran McKenna was on the list, not even a year ago, McKenna's name came up with Ruben. And I was like, no, I'm gonna prove himself yet. No, I think he has proven himself. And you know what? Why not? Why wouldn't Kieran McKenna interview for the Manchester United job?
So you would interview him again?
Of course. Of course.
All right. Tractor Boys manager them. I hold on to the manager. All right, Tractor Boys.
And God go with Wrexham. Because Wrexham, they are 2 points away from the qualification.
They won't make it, Junior.
Them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, they won't make the playoff. Bye. Next year. By the way, good luck to Brownman and Wrexham.
Yeah.
Junior striker Bailey Kadamatari and Wrexham. Good luck. The playoff: Southampton, Middlesbrough, and Hull, and Millwall. Southampton, sort out the things and return to the Premier League where you rightfully belong.
Which they should. I think Southampton, out of these 4 teams. Funny enough, we talked about Middlesbrough with Carrick earlier.
Southampton just got hot at the end. I think that FA Cup victory over Arsenal just lit a confidence in this group, and they've been on fire down the stretch. So, all right, now let's see if they can finish the job. Continue our football roundup, family. Let's step over to the women's football, and wait before we go to women's football, La Liga. Junior, Real Madrid defeated Espanyol 2-0 in La Liga, so that will delay Football Club Barcelona eminent title. Delay it for another week, perhaps. Well, next week is El Clasico, so I guess Real Madrid is like, we don't have to worry about giving them a guard of honor. Vinicius Junior with 2 goals for Real Madrid.
Yeah. Okay. I will see. And next week it will be decided.
Speaking of Real Madrid, Jose Mourinho. Reports are that Jose Mourinho is a candidate for Real Madrid's job, Junior.
Yeah. I think there should be another classification of coaches. You have different classifications. You have young coach, you have hipster coach, you have world-class coach, you have caretaker manager.
You have emotional manager.
Well, I think I think the term caretaker should extend past just part of the season. And I think that's what Jose Mourinho would be right now. He would be more like he's not a caretaker. Not renovation. He's not a renovation coach. Not a there's an adjective, there's a term out there,
the miserable one.
No. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm actually trying to be serious. There's an adjective out there for the type of coach that Jose would be coming into the Real Madrid fold. And I'm looking at it like it's like Warren Buffett. And what Warren Buffett does. We know how Warren Buffett made his money. I towards a lot. I don't know younger Warren Buffett. But what Warren Buffett does is he sees a struggling business, invest in it, and quickly sell it back when it turn a profit, right? and then it kind of gives that business a boost. I don't know why Warren Buffett never links Spirit, but that's a whole other conversation.
Maybe he will. Maybe he will.
It done. Spirit done. Spirit, it's over. It's done. The
Yeah, we
spirit
are
is done.
collect we are setting on a collection pot for round up. We are buy spirit.
Spirit is now a ghost, sir.
Ah.
It's gone. Hey,
I guess if you
Spirit
wait all
Airlines,
day to use that one, huh?
Spirit Airlines to Duppy Airlines.
Tough
No,
one,
but
tough one, especially for those folks who have lost position.
well, that's I'm not poking fun for the
jobs.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for saving me, Benton. I'm not
man.
poking fun at the
Yes,
people,
yes.
the employees that get affected. And you know what, though? Now that you bring me back to earth, it kind of feel like we just lamb just waiting for the slaughter, and the Spirit Airlines lambs got called up, and none of them get slaughtered, and they just kind of feel that way in America right now, which is kind of sad, you know. I know BCN. As long as we can keep my internet bill going and you can keep your internet bill going, no care what going on. Well, I make sure so we give the people a little piece of unplug from reality. Because Jano, it rough out a road, man. Rough out a road, and mental illness, and you know, we are spiral. You know, let me go back to Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho, there's a term like somebody will flip house. What you call them? It's not renovate. They are renovators, but maybe that's what it is.
House
He's a
flippers.
renovation coach. Huh?
Them flip house.
Yeah, but there's a term where we could he's
Okay.
a caretaker manager, a flipper manager,
The flipper man.
a flip manager. That's what Jose Mourinho's hiring would be. This is not a 10-year hire. I don't even think this is even a 3-year hire. I think this is, if they bring in Jose Mourinho, this is Florentino Perez saying, look, I know the problem is in the locker room. I know what Real Madrid looks like, and what I see in the locker room is not Real Madrid. So guess what? We're bringing in the house flippers. We're bringing in the man to come in and flip this house. We're going to turn this old 1980s relic into a modern day great house, and we're going to sell it back. And that's what Jose Mourinho is. They need a term for that. He's a coach flipper. That's the only thing. He's not coming there for 3 years, 4 years. He's not even coming here to win Champions League. I think Jose is coming there to set the table for the next Zinedine Zidane.
If he go. If he
I,
does.
no, he. I think he's going to get the job. I think I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. 2 shocks I will have. I will get electrocuted twice. If Arbiola stays on as Real Madrid manager next year, but if Arbiola stays on, that's the end of Real Madrid for a good 10 years. That's how big of a thing this year could be. Because I think Barcelona is just waiting to take that spot. And Real Madrid is teetering and falling off. If Arbiola stays on, that's a wrap. It's done. That's number one. Number two, if they bring in another hipster manager over a flipper, then it's curtains for them.
Apparently, Jurgen Klopp is in the conversation also,
Come
according
on, man.
to One Football and others. Jose Mourinho has denied all contacts with Real Madrid. There are those who have been making fun that Jose Mourinho a bigger walk.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, Brethren, yeah, it's rough out there, road. But watch the space. We keep you up to date on the situation with Real Madrid's head coaching position. As for La Liga, it's only a matter of time. The table looks like this. Football Club Barcelona, 88 points, 11 ahead of Real Madrid. Sevilla, Levante, and Real Oviedo in the relegation zone. Sevilla on 34 points. Levante on 33 points. And Real Oviedo on already relegated.
The other big thing too is that
Sante Carzola, Real Oviedo.
Yeah. But the other big thing though is that Atletico Madrid theoretically already in Champions League. They already qualify for Champions League. Theoretically. They can lose out and Betis wins out, and Betis will leapfrog them. But
Yeah, Atletico Madrid did rest players. Well, pretty much the entire group this weekend getting ready for the second leg of the Champions League.
right,
BM says, I know this won't happen, but Simeone would be a great Real Madrid coach, Diego Cholo Simeone.
brother, FIFA you play, brother. A video game you play, but no, BM, a video game thought that BM.
Cholo
Nobody will have fun, no, brother.
Cholo Simeone. Big up yourself.
If Perez was to do that, they probably light the brother be on fire.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, move on to my shameless plug, Junior. Do a shameless plug. Check out the Ronaldinho documentary on Netflix. It's worth. If you're a fan of football and a fan of these stories, Ronaldinho documentary, the one and only. I saw your name on Netflix. Check it out, Ronaldinho. Proper. I really enjoyed it. I finished watching the entire thing this weekend.
The happiest man in the world.
No, I mean it's one of those things that you get the background story of Ronaldinho's success, and you're actually not surprised, of the way he is. Man, I enjoy him life and live his life. So Ronaldinho documentary, check it out. And when Cristiano Ronaldo's documentary get released on Netflix, I will watch it also.
I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo's documentary is on Netflix. Cristiano Ronaldo documentary might be like a History Channel documentary or a TLC documentary.
I don't know if there will be any History Channel.
Well, that is true. That is true. That is true.
All right, let's continue our football run-up and step over to Yard Ballers. And one start off with Khadija Bonisha and Man City Junior. Women's Super League, it looked like it's almost there, Junior. But Man City ladies defeated Liverpool 1-0. I was getting a bit nervous there. A goal in the late the dying moments of the football game. Canuck scored to help Man City ladies. They only need a point in the final match day game against West Ham to book their place. Secure their first Super League title in 10 years. Junior, Bunny Shaw, of course, still leading the Golden Boot, but the emotions today during that game against Liverpool, it was a hard fought game, and they secured those 3 points.
I think everybody watching it, everybody, because globally, we know. I'm not talking from Bunny Shaw perspective only. Other than Chelsea fans, everybody out there know that Man City win the title. Like, this is Man City's title, right? It's done. Only Chelsea fans alone, like, there's a chance and we're not giving up our hope and we're trying, right? And
well,
we know it's
Arsenal
a great
fans, because Arsenal does have quite a few games in hand.
Well, Arsenal have 5 games? Well, no, not 5, 3 games.
I think they have 4 games or so.
3 games.
It's 3 games. Okay.
Yeah,
3 games. Yeah.
So our Arsenal, forget about Chelsea, Arsenal. Sorry, come on. But there is a vibe there that Man City deserve this title right now. And it feels like as you get closer, they get nervous. And the day that I'm talking about is not the players, it's the people that are invested in the season. Not with nothing, no dogs in the fight. It's just enjoying what a good season it could be. And we as humans are like tragedy. We like tragedy. And when we're watching this tragic thing that could possibly happen, where Man City can lose at the death, it's suspense and we have that kind of vibe and everything just feel nervous coming in. So that's what make it just culminate this way. But when you look at it at the end of the season, the best team will have won the title, which is Man City. So congrats to them from now because I'm not playing. I'm gonna have a dog in the fight. So I'm not as nervous as everybody else. So I'm congratulating them right now. Congrats, Man City, to take care of the business next week and lift the title.
BM says Arsenal has to win their next 4 games and hope that Man City lose.
Yeah.
The Arsenal's schedule is like they play Brighton on Wednesday, then they travel to Aston Villa on Saturday, May 9th. They play Brighton on Wednesday, May 6th. They host Everton on Wednesday, May 13th, and they wrap up the Super League against Liverpool, traveling to Liverpool on May 16th. What I saw from Liverpool today, it's not guaranteed that Arsenal is gonna just win those games, beat a Liverpool at the end of the day. Liverpool ladies is a competitive outfit, very very competitive outfit.
And a proud outfit.
Yeah, yeah,
And a proud outfit.
yeah. It's a proud outfit. Chantel Swabian, Leicester City on the other side. This is Yardballer's report, by the way. Chantel Swabian, Leicester City on the other side is on the verge. Oh, yeah, getting well, I'm already relegated to box cup.
Yeah, no, them gone.
Yeah. I mean, Chantel Swabian did do her endeavor best, though. Big up me defender. Big up yourself.
To look good for another squad next year.
I mean, hey, look, sometimes you just have to fall down and you get back up. She did play the entire game today. 3-1 defeat against the big side, Chelsea. Also, it's great to see Sam Kerr back on the field for Chelsea. Absolutely brilliant for women's football and for football, period. Sam Kerr, one of the generals in this business. You know, big up yourself. Good to see her back on the field.
Yeah.
But equally as important, we'll get to Bunny Shaw's contract here in a few minutes. But equally as important, even though Chantel Swaby got relegated, and Leicester City got relegated, Sister Alison Swaby and Crystal Palace, they were relegated last year. They will be back next season after being promoted to the Women's Super League. You know, they were down to Women's Super League 2, and Chantel Swaby and Crystal Palace will be back to Women's Super League next year. So big up yourself, Alison Swaby, not Chantel Swaby.
Well, maybe Chantel can join the team next year.
Yeah, Crystal Palace and Alison Swaby back in the Super League next year. You know, and of course Jamaica's Shania Hills down at Newcastle, not looking great, but I say go. Big up yourself, Shania Hills. Let's head over to this contract talk. We had a question here regarding Bunny Shaw's contract. Jennifer, big up yourself, Jennifer. Jenny sent a question over regarding Bunny's contract. Junior, in an article dated April 24th in the Athletic, it's official according to Megan Ferriga, Charlotte Harpour, and Ceres Jones. Chelsea have made an offer of close to £1 million per year for Man City's Bunny Shaw Jr.
Yeah. This Bunny Shaw thing.
No, before you break, it's highly. So the Guardian reported a few weeks ago that Man City talks were progressing well with Man City, and I'll find the reporter. It said that talks were progressing well, and they were expecting Bunny Shaw to re-sign with the club. They are very positive that they will get her to ink a new deal. But Chelsea has entered the chat. NWSL apparently also is involved too. NWSL has made a check to see if she's interested. Best woman striker in the world, Junior.
Yeah. And I have to think about my answer because, for one, I'll cut this out and put it as a shot tomorrow. So I have to be careful what I say. I don't want to piss off certain entities out there. Anyway, um, admittedly, I have to talk about women football through a different lens. And I have to talk about athletes, female athletes through a different lens. The prime age of of a female footballer is different than the prime age of a male footballer. So all of these things has to be considered when we talk about contract or we talk about commitment to a player, because Bonisha is 29 years old. If she was male and an up that she has right now, we're talking about somebody going to Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, somebody going for top dollar, right? No, he's 29 years old. He's 30 years old. That number that is the equivalent to 33, 34, 32 for men. Where he's right on the cusp of we expect it to start trekking downhill, so we can't invest as much money in you. I would look at it that way and give Man City the pass for making this season play out the way it did. Because what I see happen at Manchester City this year is equivalent to what NFL teams do to their young players, or what NFL teams do to their players. And the contract here, them say, prove it. Prove it. Prove that you're worth the big money, right? And we will take the risk. If you have a stellar year, they will come and talk to you and say, "Yo, see the money here," and then you make a decision. If you don't have a stellar year, then we dodge a bullet. And that's the vibe I get from Man City. And I have to look back and I have to take off the Jamaican glasses now and look at it through the football glasses. Football, pure world football glasses, and think, didn't Bonnie Shaw do enough prior to this season to where Man City don't have to get to this part with her? Shouldn't Why does Man City needed Bonnie Shaw to prove that she's the best striker in the world for people to now have this conversation of maybe she can go to Chelsea? Why would Man City, the piece, one of the intricate pieces that you were about to win the women's title in over a decade, one of the most intricate pieces you can lose for free? Something not right with this. Something is not right. Something not right.
So Bonisha did improve this year in some aspects of her game. I mean, we all are trying to improve, and I will say that, of course, she will win the Golden Boot this year. I mean, Bonisha's records, multiple records. I mean, she's fastest hat trick in the Women's Super League, the most hat tricks. She's won the Golden Boot twice. So the numbers really rings out. I mean, very stellar numbers. One of the things about Bonisha has been the women's game is growing, and so you're going to get more high end contracts now. As the game grows. But one of the things about her is that link up play, right? Being able to connect the wide players from Man City, being able to drop back and just link up the play. And she's done an outstanding job in that regard this year. And I think because of that growth is why they're where they are now in the position to become a champion. But with all that being said, £1 million per year for a woman footballer is still a high ask because not a lot of the top end ballers get it, right? We saw here with Trinity Rodman in the NWSL, they had to do a special carve out. She's getting what, 1.4 million pounds or something like that, per year, right? And they have to create a special rule. So this £1 million per year in women's football is uncharted territory. So not a lot of teams are handing out this sort of money. So I think from Man City, and they do have a lot of high-end ballers in that club. They have the Brazilian Caroline, they have Mary Fowler, they have the sign Miedemar, I would have to look at Man City's books and say, how much can they give Bonisha, right? Now, BM says at least 2 to 3 million pounds per year Bonnie should get. She deserves that, but I don't think she's going to get that. And case in point, this is why Chelsea is saying now, look, maybe we can tempt her with a Bonisha. Maybe we can tempt her because this £1 million per year, I don't necessarily think Man City can match this or really better it significantly because of the other players that they have on the books. They have the Japanese players, Yagasawa, is it Yagasawa? They have a Japanese player that they also signed. So they have a lot of high-end players on that books. And yes, Chelsea has high-end players too, but they have moved off some of those high-end players, and they expect Sam Kerr to move off this year. They expect the Colombian number 9, Maria Ramirez, to move off their books this year. So Chelsea is saying basically, I have money to lure you away from this team because Chelsea, as in this football club Chelsea, can probably make the best offer you can get in the Super League. So I think this is where they're leveraging their point. Now, reports are that Bonisha loves the culture of Man City. She likes the club. And it's a decision between her and her agent and her family. But Man City have to up the money. And at least, I would think, match Chelsea offer, at least. And even probably better it. That's what I would think. Because there's no way Man City can just win the Women's Super League and allow your biggest asset to go to a rival, the same rival that has been butter bruising you every year, the same rival that probably you'll just lose the league this year, that you just won the league this year because that rival has suffered major injuries. Surely you cannot allow this to happen. And if Man City allows this to happen, that means that they're not serious about this women's football thing, in my opinion.
I agree. Or there is some external factors to where priorities goes towards players. It's possible. And I was kind of leaning towards that earlier. It's possible. It's possible. Bonisha is Jamaican. She's not Brazilian. She's not American. She's not Chinese. And I'm calling the big world power team. She's not French. So there's not a marketing side to her, which it is what it is. I mean, look, it is what it is. We're talking business now. We're not talking emotion. We're talking business. It is what it is. Players have marketability that adds to their value, and I don't know what Man City judge Khadija Shah's marketability as, because she been, and we're not in the market. We're not in the target market for a company that would use a Bonisha. But I'm curious to know, for all the female world footballers, where does Bonisha fall in the marketing realm? Where does Bonisha fall in the marketing aspect of it? Right now in America, anything that is football related, Messi. Globally, are over in the Eastern Hemisphere, anything football related more likely falls to Cristiano Ronaldo. In the Asian market, probably Yamal Mbappe in the European market, right? Where does Bonisha fall as a female footballer for consumer marketing? And maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe because I have the same question. I have the same question you asked that I have. What would make Man City make such a prime asset leave at this stage of our career?
Yeah, but we're
And it's not a joke. It's not a joke. I'm not. It's not a joke. I'm not going to say it. Don't tell you what I was going to say off here. I was going to tell you what I was going to say, and you're going to see how much of a bullet we dodge. I'm not going to say it.
I was just about to pull up Those are the views of Junior and not BCN Sports.
I'm not going to say it because I could ask a question that could be angled in so many negative ways that wasn't my intention. You know what? I'm going to ask it.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask the question.
We don't like. You know what? Let me curate a question a different way. We say in basketball, the WNBA, Aja Wilson is the best female basketball player, right?
Yes.
She there with Bam Adebayo right now. At any moment now, Bam will breed her, Any moment now, Bam will breed her.
It's a natural thing, but you can't mash up the money, brother.
Any moment now, Bam is going to breed Aja Wilson. I thought you breed already.
You cannot mash up the money.
Benton, if I am Bam, look at Aja and say, Aja, forget about the money now. Think about the money what our kids are going to generate. A 2-7-foot pit now will come out of she,
And
easy,
Asia probably should have make a talk to Megan the Stallion after Clear get dumped. Right now Megan about all men probably. So yo, Asia talk to Megan first if Bob make a link.
For Asia to talk to Megan, she have to join the line and pick a number and wait behind a bag of man. Because a bicycle. But I was going to say, I don't know if Buddy a plan for a picnic this.
Well, I mean, in the women's game, it's something that you have to think about. It's something, and by the way, speaking of having picnic, no, it's a serious thing. We have to, you're making a serious point. It's something that I don't think it's inflammatory or not. It's something that you have to think about because clearly women are...
Benton, before you make your point, Benton,
yeah.
Seriously, go ahead.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
It's I think it's something. All right. While you're talking about babies and I have Pitney, but not Jamaican audience, Pitney's child. Melissa Johnson, Jamaican international, reggae girl, Melissa Johnson, big up yourself. Want to send a congrats to her. She had twins, recently, and I mean she was a player at Charlton in the Women's Super League too. I think it was Charlton, and now she's a mom. So we see them things there because of course now. Melissa probably not play no ball now for a while, and as a owner of a club, you probably have said, "Boy, these are conversations." You probably, I mean, I somewhere in the legal landscape of things, you will have to have these conversations, because you do worry about that, right? And of course, the childbearing thing takes up. Me can't speak to it because me and a woman, but I know that woman go through it. Of course, our wives have had children, and we know how rough it is. So it's not a guarantee. So, boy, if a baller has a child, that baller will return at the high level. And so when you're making an investment, that I think as a club, those are things that you think about. You definitely have to think about. It would be prudent.
I agree 100%, and I would even. I agree with you. I can't speak to women's bodies, and that's not my intention. However, common sense dictates it takes 10 months to have a child. 10 months. A year is 12 months. So that's a year gone.
You have to think about it. You have to. The clubs have to think about it.
So the second you confirm your pregnancy, the clock start. That's 12 months. That's 10 months guaranteed you're gone. And then at best you're looking at 2 months, 3. And this is where people fall on slippery slopes, of which I will not. But I'm going to say you're not going to give birth today and go play ball tomorrow. So there's some period of time as well, in addition to that 10 months, that you're going to have to get back. all that have to be considered in. And when a player now is looking there, and thank you, Benton, you never bite the bait, and the conversation could have flingered all about the place.
No,
But
man,
it
it's a serious thing. This is something you have to think about
but then but,
as a club owner.
you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
I'm gonna go there.
yeah.
You think these executives, when them sit down and talk with the agents, they won't talk with the players. They won't send to talk to the players this way. But you don't think the executive look at the agent and say, yeah, you say you want a 3-year contract, Is there any possibility that this player can be out for medical reasons that could see them lose at least a year on the calendar plus? Is there any possibility over the next 3 years? And where is the guarantee for that? Because all it takes is one night and two Heineken,
Someone would have say one Guinness and some peanuts. Um, but I have not seen a contract, a women's football contract. But I wouldn't be surprised if things like this is inserted like an out clause.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised. And this is one of the struggles women have to go through. I mean, we
Yes.
love
Yes.
them, but unfortunately, we're not. I know we create the system, and we have a conversation. This is where we need come on. Yeah, come on. Yeah, this is where come on would be opinion and thoughts would be very, very, very insightful here. But I would think that these are things. The points that you made about pregnancy, these are things that owners, managers of a club running a women's club want to think about because ultimately, like you said, once you have a child, and if you're tied up with a major contract and you have a child, that's one player that will not be kicking any ball anytime soon. And ultimately, that's going to affect your bottom line. So, you know what? We'll do some research and some reading on this topic because next Sunday, we're going to circle back with whatever we find out because or if come on the boat, we can find out and have come on forward. Tell her so she can get her brown envelope for refereeing the games the week and just next Sunday and forward because it's an important discussion. It's a difficult topic, but it's a very important. It's not a difficult topic. It's something that it's worthy of discussing.
It's a sensitive topic.
It's a sensitive topic, but it's worthy of discussing. I don't even think it's
Yeah.
sensitive. It's worthy of talking about it because we can't go around it. Because all you need right now, you have some man out the road, them say Trinity Rodman a road and say, yo, brethren, I know how one bust up a goal there.
Yeah.
But regarding Bonisha and the salary itself, the offer from Chelsea, we also have to put some context behind this, because the current highest paid women's football as of 2026, Trinity Rodman leads that list with the 2 million per season recent contract equivalent to 1.45 million pounds thereabout. Bomati, the Barcelona player who just returned from a broken leg, she's making 835,000 pounds a year. I think now there's a report that she might be up to about £1 million per year. Alexia Putellas, former general herself, is on 584,000 pounds a year. The big baller Sam Kerr is on 450 pounds approximately a year. Sam Kerr, of course, returning from an injury. So, I mean, if Bonnie does secure that £1 million a year, she will leap right into the top half of the highest paid. And your point that you also made, Junior, yeah, marketing has some things to do with it. This is why we see Trinity Rodman their road trot pan runaway or do whatever with this brand and look like she want to turn modeling chick. So I mean, those are part of the whole marketing package of Trinity Rodman, not just her players. So Unfortunately, this is the landscape we live in. You have some ugly man in a men's football and make a bug. And I'm not
Yeah.
about the marketing.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards breed a girl and just pay her off.
Yeah, it's me, I say. See it there. So, more to come on the Bunny Shaw situation. So, just to recap, it's reported by The Athletic that Chelsea did officially submit £1 million offer for Bunny Shaw. And so now it's up to Bunny Shaw and her group to review the contract. And it's up to Man City to counter and see if Man City has counter and what they plan to do.
Yep.
And I think also one notable thing regarding last thing on this is that Trinity Rodman is 23 years old.
Bunny Shaw is 29.
Yeah, so 23. So she's and Bunny is 29.
29.
As you pointed. All right, over to the Jamaican Women's Super League, Jamaican's Women Premier League before we get to the Jamaican Men's Premier League. Scores roundup from yesterday's action in the Jamaican Women's Premier League. Proven Girls versus SC. Proven Girls SC versus UWI was postponed. To bring this over. Cavalier suffered a 2-0 defeat against Arnett Gardens. Real Mona 5-0 over Wi-Fi United. Las Perfectas defeated Real Mobile AFC. Back over that. Las Perfectas defeated Real Mobile AFC 5-4. Federal United and Springers United drew 0-0. Fraser's Whip defeated Mile Gully 5-0. The lay of the land in the Women's Football League Zone A, top 2 advanced to the semi-final round. Arnett Gardens and Cavalier looks like they will emerge from Group A. Let's get this up here. So Arnett Gardens and Cavalier looking like they will be the teams from Group A. Real Mona did show late, but it's just not happening for Real Mona. I mean, just got a late start, but promising team. I like what I saw from them. And in Group B, Fraser's Whip 24 points and Los Perfectas looks like the teams that are going to advance to the semi-final round of the Jamaican Women's Premier League. So, Junior, your thoughts?
Well, you know me feel already the Fraser's Whip Invitational.
Yeah. But it's until somebody beat them. It is what it is, right?
Right. And it won't happen this year.
Yeah. And you know what? So there are things that we can improve about the Women's League. But I will say just keep grinding, keep improving, keep doing the work. I want to highlight, like, their website, the Women's Premier League website, the scores, update, the table, big up, congrats, simple thing, but it's, we don't get the same sort of updates in the Men's Premier League, and I want to commend those who run in the Women's Premier League website for the updates. Big up on yourself, because those things valuable when fans can easily get access to information. And ultimately, I think for the Women's Premier League, you just continue to grow, continue to do the work, and keep growing the league. Now over to the Men's Premier League, penultimate round, box cover. Mullines suffered a 1-0 defeat, Junior. Harbour View defeated Mullines 1-0. Teacher Hyde found the key, Junior.
They're not ready yet.
Okay. Didn't see that one coming. Weird. This game was at Mullines. Box cover. Yeah, you know what? If you can't win at your yard, brother, go on the road.
Well, they have opportunity to go on the road because now I think it's just a 1 point difference now, right?
Yeah, we'll take a look at the standing here in a second. So Harbour View defeated Mullines 1-0. Treasure Beach 2 over Montego Bay. United. Racing came from behind to earn a point against Portmore. Racing winless in the last 11 Premier League games. I guess a point should have secured that playoff spot. Cavalier defeated Tivoli 2-0. And Waterhouse fix up Chapelton 3-0, Junior.
Yeah, I was watching the game while we are. Actually, yeah, the game was done recently. Just now. But yeah, so that bottom of the table now, Mullines just make themselves more interested when they had the opportunity to separate themselves.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they're no Harborview is now trailing Mullines by only 1 point.
Wait, are we sure? It looked like they're tied on 39 points here.
No. No, because Harborview coming in at 35 points.
So I have the latest table here, according to Flash Score. Harborview is on 39 points after today's victory. And
Okay.
Mullines is also on 39 points.
So that goes to your comment about the website, because I'm on the JPL website and I was thinking that they haven't updated the last game as yet. So based on the JPL website, Mullines' last game was against Tivoli Gardens and they won 2-0.
Yeah.
And they were on 39 points. While Harborview's last game was against Mobile United, Montego Bay Football Club. They won 4-3.
Yeah.
And they were on 35 points. So you could be right, but either way, it's coming down to the end, to the wire between Mullines and Harborview.
Yeah, and according to Flash Score here, Flash Score, Mullines' last game, May 3rd, 1-0 over Harborview's last game, 1-0 over Mullines, and a 4-3 over the Montego Bay United.
Right. Harborview currently have 8 wins, 11 draws.
Yeah.
Or no, 9 wins. What would this win
wins
today?
Yeah, so
9 wins.
Yeah, 9 wins.
And 11 draws. So that's 38 points. So Flash just have it wrong a little bit.
Yeah,
Flash, so they are 38 points.
Yeah, so Flash, I don't know why I'm going with Flash over there, but Flash says 39. JPL says 30. Well, JPL not update yet, right?
Right, they're not updated yet, but it will be 38 points.
Okay, so I don't know where Flash got that extra point from. But so the round will wrap up with Mullines playing Treasure Beach on May 6th, and Harborview will play Cavalier.
Yep.
So Harborview still needs something out of that Cavalier game.
Harborview have to beat Cavalier.
Do they? So Mullines is playing Mullines playing Treasure Beach. So if Treasure Beach beat Mullines. Oh, this is that goal difference. The goal difference is what? Yeah. Minus 19 goal difference, Harborview. Yeah, you have to win that. Yeah. But they've won their last 2 games, so.
Yep.
BM says I know Harborview would find a way. They haven't finished the job yet, BM. So
but that goal difference is daunting though. And
yeah,
look at Spanish Town Police goal difference. Minus 82.
So now, all right, so Spanish Town Police will play on a garden later on.
Yeah, just add to them goal difference.
Yeah, so the
Arnett Gardens need this win.
They need this. But I don't even know if them win it'll make a difference.
Yeah, they will. It will. Oh, by the way, the table updated. The standings updated
On JPL,
Jamaica
okay.
Premier League website.
Okay.
So yeah, so Arnett, if Arnett wins and Racing, because Arnett and Racing right now, Arnett wins and Racing draw, then Arnett, they will be tied on points. And Arnett have a better goal difference. So it all comes down to Arnett needs to win their next game and need Racing for lose. And that's what that draw with Portmore United did for Racing. I remember, this was the same Racing at the start of the season was running hot, man.
Yeah.
And it's so unfortunate because I said it at the time. This is one of the problems with JPL. The season is just too damn long. So you have a team that can start.
Too long, brother. You're supposed to know all the football game. You know what season forward. What do you mean? Portmore seems to be doing fine with Rudolph Austin.
Yes.
Mount Pleasant is doing fine and playing Caribbean Cup. Why them look at Flux side that can't figure themselves out? Every year my Lions come out Premier League and I see them foolishness. Every year. Every year them come out Premier League. It's the same foolishness. The last what? Since we've been covering Jamaican Premier League, Milan's almost inevitably at the end of the season in a relegation battle.
Always flirting relegation.
All right, look at Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach. The fish side affected by a hurricane.
No. Jamaican Premier League. No, we're not on the side fish side.
That's affected by Hurricane Melissa. Finding ways to win football games and competing, and Malines up. Go on a yard, man. Go on a yard. So I don't think the season too long. They need to play ball, Junior. This is the only way of improving.
Not too long, Mental. Yo, it's only 14 teams in the league.
What? Play ball.
It's only 14 teams in the league.
Play ball.
Yo, do you know when the season starts? August 25th.
September.
August 25th. Yeah, September.
Play ball. Are you playing knockout competition? Play ball.
Too long, man. Too long. Split it. Have this regular season and have the knockout competition.
The Women's Super League, which we just covered, has 12 teams, and they played 22 games, 24 games?
Yeah. Every team played twice.
Play ball.
But every team played that. But that's what it should be. Every team played twice.
Yeah, and you have a playoff round. You have a top 6. Play ball.
Better a 12 team. And I'm going to play 39 games? 14 teams?
Play ball. Now, all right. We can agree that maybe the quality of the football can sharpen up a little bit. But, man, come on.
Why do you need to play one team 3 times?
Because it's the odd number. if all right, we can definitely say that we are better than you this season. If we only play 2 times, you win 1, you win the next one, and we're better than each other.
You know why? Because it's not like the third game is at a neutral site. So if you have home field advantage and you win, me can ball Cree and say no, it's because you play at home twice.
BM says those are the views of Benton and not BallChat. Treasure Beach isn't a fish side.
Yeah, because you both get some email.
Seaside side. All right, well, I understand the point about the length of the league. I mean, there's no if there was a knockout competition, I would understand it. Man, play some ball, yeah, man.
You don't need to play a team 3 times.
Well, in the Jamaican Premier League, it's needed.
It's madness. That's old school capitalism. That doesn't work in modern times. You have exhaustion.
Top six automatically qualifies for the playoff. Word is that the new change in the playoff, Junior, the playoff will be at neutral site this year in the Jamaican Premier League. And the neutral site, I think, is the National Stadium. So they some more run up and down upon the cow pasture. But all to play for on Wednesday though. The final round of games will be on Wednesday. Running through the schedule for Wednesday's game. Let me get this up here. So, Carly Junior, who you think is gonna end up going through? Get relegated.
The BM says Harborview and Tottenham can't get relegated together.
Why
right?
not?
Because the world going to end. And I hope the world can't. I hope we can see the World Cup. So
Today at Arnett Gardens, I was playing Spanish Town Police. Yo, Police, good luck. Dumbo Holden will play Mount Pleasant. And the final round, all games kicks off at 4:30 p.m. Cavalier versus Harborview, Chapeltown versus Arnett Gardens, Mount Pleasant versus Montego Bay United, Portmore Tivoli, Spanish Town Police versus Racing, Treasure Beach versus Malines, and Waterhouse versus Dumbleholden. I think Squaddy Spanish Town Police will be happy when the season is over, Junior.
yo, the man them, yeah, man, and if go run some hill, yeah, man.
That's it for Jamaican Football Report. You know, there used to be a Jamaican footballer across my mind today. Blair. I Blair him name. A Boystown. You know a baller named Blair?
Yeah.
I
know Hugh Blair. I know Hugh Blair.
A Boystown him used to play for?
What they used to have a Blair that played for Boystown. I know Hugh. I know
Blair?
Carlton Blair. Huh?
Are you Blair him name?
I don't know why I think it's Hugh Blair, but I don't think it's Hugh Blair.
I mean, somehow I saw something about Blair, a baller, and I was like, yeah, I remember Blair. We used to play for Boystown.
There's a Blair because the reason why I remember the Blair is because my captain at prep school named Sean Blair. And we used to think him was related to the Boystown Blair. There was a Blair that played.
All right, so BM providing support for the 3 times, Junior. He says in Scotland, I think they played 3 times.
Man of business.
Man, them play a ball, brother. Play a ball.
Yeah, them play. You have to talk about the weather to them places there have some weather. I know Hugh Blair. No, you're mush up now. Cause I think.
Yeah, I think the Hugh Blair sounds right.
Want to say a Hugh? Yeah, Hugh Blair is a notable player associated with Boystown FC in Jamaica. He has contributed significantly to the team's performance in local leagues. Blair is recognized for his skills, his playing style. Hugh Blair. Yeah, man. Hugh Blair. Yo, boy, he's currently 60 years old.
Yeah, man.
He was born in 1965. Yeah, man. But yo, you know, for me to pull out a name like that just randomly, that hurt my brain, you know.
BM says Corcel Blair.
No, man, Hugh Blair, man. Hugh Blair.
No,
I remember
Errol Phillips says Corcel Blair.
Or maybe the same person. But I remember Hugh Blair.
Yeah, man. Hugh Blair used to play for Boystown.
Yeah.
Hugh Blair used to play for Boystown.
Boy, that you know what? Cause remember, people, in a couple weeks, when the European season done, BallChat shut off on Sunday live. But this year, and every day was a something better. But I guarantee we're going to have a lot of after field conversations this year. I guarantee it.
Won't guarantee that with the road World Cup year.
Well, that too. You're going to see a lot of content though.
Hey, wait. We might be a domestic road, not international road. Yeah. Things tread safely out the road, family, wherever you are moving in Babylon. Be careful. Just tread safely because
Yeah.
when you're going out and coming in as the legendary Burning Spears, I always say. Hugh Blair. But actually, this is something that we have discussed and want to do. Highlight some of these legendary old ballers and let's just kind of captivate their stats and kind of provide any sort of footage because it's at some point we're going to forget some of these players and it's important to document these things, their accomplishments. And I remember Hugh Blair. Hugh Blair was Hugh Blair, hard-working player.
And see there, it just hit me. Bingy was his nickname. He played for Waterhouse too.
Yeah. So he didn't play for Boys Town?
I think he played for Boys Town as well, but them used to call him Bingy.
Okay.
And there's a YouTube, Hugh Bingy Blair. See that there's a YouTube video with it. Big up I Am Sure Sports. They have an interview with Hugh Blair.
Okay, I Am Sure Sport. Check it out on YouTube. I Am Sure Sport. Also, recently, I misrepresent. I said the wrong location for Yardy Ball. Yardy Ball. I said that Yardy Ball is on Facebook. Yardy Ball, big up yourself. Yardy Ball, who covers wall-to-wall coverage of women's football, Jamaican women's football, in particularly. Just a little correction coming from Yardy Ball. It says, I am not on Facebook. On Facebook, I run the football group Spot Kick, which is football in general. Yardy Ball is on Blue Sky, our Instagram, and Threads. So check out Spot Kick on Facebook. That's a source where Yardy Ball is running football sources, football site, dropping a lot of football content on Facebook. Spot Kick on Facebook, Yardy Ball. Check him out. Or if you're on Blue Sky, Instagram, or Threads, or all of the above, check out Yardy Ball. Yardie, Yardy Ball, Ball. Big up Yardy Ball. We want to make sure we get that out. So he's not on Facebook as Yardy Ball. He's on Facebook as Spot Kick. Check out Spot Kick page. Hugh Blair. So back to
I think Hugh Blair, there's a video out here from last year. He is the Waterhouse under 20 coach. I don't know if he's still the under 20 coach for Waterhouse, but he was the under 20 coach for Waterhouse up until March last year.
Okay, Hugh Blair. Big up yourself, Hugh Blair. Big up.
Remember the ball one. Remember Hugh Bingy Blair.
BM says, are you guys going to any World Cup games?
Hell no. Hell no.
I have an opportunity, BM. We're going to try to do some coverage. I will risk life and limb for BallChat or BCN Sports and go and watch and provide coverage. Not watch, provide coverage. Now, if you see my camera get tech way, and I end up somewhere, just know, say, boy, I tried my best. So I have a ticket for the Spain Saudi Arabia game. So I have a ticket for that game. I was offered tickets for Morocco versus Haiti. No, I didn't accept them, but But also I have a plan to, I just wait till people start boycott and stop buy tickets. So maybe like the day before the game, people are selling tickets for cheap. So don't worry, BM. Don't worry, BC and sports family. Some of us going out the road and try to get you some coverage after the World Cup.
You know what? You know what pisses me off?
And the soccer fest, because there's
You
quite
know
a
what?
few watch party around here.
Big up Errol. Errol says Hugh Blair, Bingy Blair for Waterhouse, Carcel, and Miguel Blair play for Santos.
Okay. Wow. Carcel and Miguel Blair play for Santos. So where did I get Boys Town regarding you, Blair? Cha-cha.
Well, there might be a Blair that used to play for Boys Town. You never know. You know what pisses me off though? I'm gonna say what pisses me off.
What pisses?
Remember, BallChat was brought up, and we had the grand idea in 2018, 8 years ago. We targeted this summer, you know. Remember?
Yeah.
We targeted this freaking summer. All Jamaica had to do was make it to the goddamn World Cup and BallChat will end up on the road. We had that plan. We sat down and we planned it out 8 years ago at the Rasta House in our basement. People, look for the old BallChat video them when before all of this grey hair, I mean the maga. Them days that we used to record whenever we weren't live. We recorded before we go play ball. We used to play ball Sunday evening and we record and we're going to play some ball. And the plan was 8 years from then, BallChat supposed to, we had a marketing plan and we had a dream and an idea, and we're up on the road in the World Cup and we can do live location for the World Cup games for Jamaica, because Jamaica Bosco World Cup. Backside, not the GFF. Let me tell you about the mother, you know. Yeah, Benton, cut out the show because because some dirty man on Benton. Big blood chow.
Yo, have a wonderful week, family. Big up on yourself. Wednesday again. You know, all right, family. Look more.